I am so excited about this conversation with you, Kylie. I want to know more about you. I want to know about your accomplishments. You were SRP CEO for a day. So tell me, how did we get here?
My social studies teacher, she told us that we were going to be going on a field trip here. And I looked at the job application and I saw that there was a spot open for the CEO of SRP. So I filled out the job application, and like a month later, I saw that I got the role.
Oh, that's so exciting. And I'm honored that you applied. How did you feel once you were notified that you were selected?
I was really excited because I just felt like I could be a leader and I could be in control of a business for a day.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. As CEO, you faced challenges. What was one challenge you had and how did you handle it?
Ooh, one challenge I had was members and companies not paying their dues on time. We let them know in advance that they would have to pay them, and they just were not paying them on time. So what we had to do, we had to go in person and get them to pay us on the spot, and it was just a lot.
It was a lot.
Yes.
Sometimes that happened as a leader, and sometimes our members don't always pay on time. But I like your persistence, the way that you had that conversation with them face to face. You made it personable, and sometimes that's what we have to do as leaders. What leadership qualities do you think your classmates saw in you while you were CEO?
While I was CEO, I think that my classmates saw the way I knew how to handle my business when something went wrong. You know, I had some employees that were doing, like, some employees were trying to take on the role of being a bank teller when they were actually my CMO, and they were supposed to be doing another thing. So I had to be like, hey, you got to go over there and do this. And they were like, oh, okay. So I think that they saw the leadership in me.
That's awesome. I like the way you keep the team focused, right?
Yes.
We do the same thing inside the organization. We call it right people in the right place. We want to make sure that whatever role that a person has, that they are actually fitted for that role. You've talked about your CMO doing the job of a teller, the teller doing the job of the CMO. Sounds like you create a great deal of clarity for your team to drive some really good results.
Yes.
Wonderful. If you could create a bank for kids and teens, what would it look like?
If I had a bank for kids and teens, I would have money management classes so that they know how to spend their money correctly and they're not spending it all in one place. I would offer for them to open a savings account so they can save some money and keep some money for themselves.
Oh, wow. I love that. That's exactly what we do at SRP. You got it. I see why you were chosen CEO of the day. And it also falls in line with the things that we're focusing on inside our organization. It seems like you're passionate about your financial future and your financial well-being, but not only for yourself, you want to be able to find a way to bring it to others. And you're right, we should all be saving for a rainy day. So Kylie, what advice would you give another student who wants to be a CEO someday?
The advice I would give, if you want to do it, just go for it, you know. If you feel like you have the qualities of being a CEO, if you feel like you're not a follower and you're a leader, then go for it.
Oh my goodness, how exciting is that? You really want someone to walk into their courage, right? Be courageous about what it is that you want. Also, I heard you talk a little bit undertone about purpose, understanding if it's a right fit for you, if you feel like you have those skill sets. You know, Kylie, sometimes it is difficult for people to even walk in their purpose. Oftentimes, people feel like they don't have everything that they need. And when I say everything, they think they have to have all things.
Yes.
But that's not always true in leadership. No leader has all things. So we always try to encourage people, if you feel like you said, you have some qualities, you feel like this is a good fit for you, be courageous and apply for that. That's very encouraging and very insightful. Thank you for that. Who inspires you as a leader? And what have you learned from them, Kylie?
My mom, she inspires me as a leader. When something brings her down, she just gets right back up. She might be mad about it for a little bit, but she won't let that stop her. Say a problem comes up, even if she has something else to do that is very small and this is really important, she's going to go at it and she's going to do it anyways.
Oh, wow. What a great example. Because, as leaders, we always have, I don't know how many balls bouncing in the air. And we have to figure out where we're going to put our priorities. It sounds like your mom has done a really good job in demonstrating that for you. I'm so glad that your immediate inspiration is right at home. I think that's where it should start. Kylie, tell me, what leadership skills do you want to keep developing?
Ooh, leadership skills I want to keep developing is knowing how to handle businesses, knowing how to handle tough situations. Kindness. Kindness is everything when it comes to handling things and when you have management that you need to do.
Oh, wow. We have a lot in common. At SRP, all of our ambassadors, 400 plus of us, we really do try to lead with kindness. I always say there's one thing we can't teach. We can teach a whole lot of things, but either you have kindness or you don't. But it can really be a bridge for building trust, and trust is the foundation for a whole lot of things. So I'm so glad you feel just as passionate about that as I do. If you could make one decision for SRP, what would it be and why?
A decision that I'd make for SRP, I would have kids' money management classes. Just like if I opened a bank, I would have them in your bank too, Money management classes for kids are everything, so they don't grow up spending things on things that aren't necessary, that they're not even going to use or they're going to throw away in a year or two. So
I can already tell, I knew from the onset from our conversation that this would be a really good conversation. I love your thought process of wasteful spending and how we need to be conscious of that. I have no doubt. Two things I know for sure. You're going to be highly successful.
Thank you.
And the other thing is that you're going to be really good at managing your money. And the idea that you believe in sharing, because you said if you open a bank, you would teach young adults and students about money management. So again, let me know that that's a priority for you and that's how you walk in your purpose every day. But you also said you would send some of those customers to SRP. Mm-hmm. So I thank you for sharing. We are aligned in many, many ways. What was the most surprising thing that you learned about being CEO and what we actually do?
The most surprising thing I learned, I just thought that y'all were a bank. When I first learned that I was coming to JA BizTown, in my mindset, I just thought that y'all were a bank and you just helped with money, but I did not know what a federal credit union was. And once I finally learned about it, then I was like, oh, so they do this and not just this.
Yeah, right. That's good, because there is a difference between a credit union and a bank. A bank, as you learned, being CEO of a day, is really owned by its shareholders. And a credit union is owned by its members. And we have a philosophy that we are people helping people. So we serve people from all walks of life, Kylie. People, it doesn't matter what your bank account balance is. We believe in treating everyone with respect. And we have values that we follow by as well. And that is just RISE. We want to be respectful. We want to do our job the best way we can, even when people aren't looking. That's integrity. We want to make sure that we work together as a team. That collaboration is so important in leadership. And then we want to make sure that we do everything that we can with a great deal of excellence. Sounds like, again, something else that we have in common. You have taken on a really big task of being the CEO for SRP, a $2 billion institution with over 200,000 members, making all decisions for SRP in one day. You had other accomplishments besides that. You want to enlighten me of some of the other accomplishments that you've earned?
Yes. My first accomplishment was I was in elementary school. I was in this group called the National Beta Club, and it's a club where you help your community. And some National Beta Clubs in other schools, they go to conventions. My school, we went to convention. So my event was public speaking. I practiced this speech for months, and then it came November, December. and I went to Savannah to compete, and I got third in the state. And since I got third in the state, I had the option to go to Orlando, Florida, and I went. And when I went to Orlando, Florida, I competed in nationals, and I got second in the United States.
Oh, Kylie, that is huge. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about your future ambitions.
My dream, I've always said this, I want to become a lower elementary school teacher, because I just love working with kids. They just inspire me. Another one I've been thinking about was a children's therapist. I just think children, I love them. I love kids and I love their feelings.
Well, whichever direction that you decide to take, it will be a blessing to humanity. You've talked a little bit about your purpose. You talked a little bit about the way that you give back. You talked a little bit about how you lead, and you've talked about how you want to and who you want to become. Great things are happening for you, just like good things are happening at SRP.
Thank you.